Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulil Kareem, amma ba'd. Fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Laqad khana lakum Rasulullahi uswatul hasana. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, in my today's lecture, I will be speaking about the managerial qualities from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah tells in the Quran that in the Prophet is the best example. Every aspect of human life we get to see examples from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and as per the Quran, as per Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the examples from his life are the best examples and he should only be considered as a role model. So inshallah, in my today's lecture, I will be speaking about the managerial qualities of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we analyze the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially the 23 years of prophethood, we will encounter a lot of qualities. But inshallah, in my today's lecture, I am only going to focus on 10 important managerial qualities which we can identify from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To start off, number one, the first managerial quality which we can derive from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he was a visionary. He had a vision. Soon after becoming the prophet, soon after attaining prophethood, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew what was the goal, what was the objective, what was the mission for which he was sent onto this earth. I'd like to quote two important examples from his life. Example number one is when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was migrating from Makkah to Medina. There was a person by name Suraka who was actually following and tried to catch Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when he came closer, he had a conversation with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah told him that, Suraka, one day you will wear the bracelets of Isra. Isra was the Persian king, and at that point of time Persia was a superpower of the world. So it was next to impossible that you go and wear the bracelets of that particular king. But this was the vision of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which was achieved after a very long time. To move ahead, during the Battle of Khandaq, when all the companions and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were digging a big pit, at that time there was a stone somewhere in between, and the companion who was removing the sand was not able to do it. So they called Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to help them. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and he took the axe and he hit on the rock. After he hit the hammer first time on the rock, he said, "Glory be to Allah, the keys of Syria have been given to me." After some time, he hit the axe the second time, and then he said, "Glory be to Allah, the keys of Persia have been given to me." The third time again, Rasulullah hit the axe on the rock and he said, "Glory be to Allah, I have seen the keys of Yemen." So by this, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling that he is expecting and he is feeling that very soon Muslims are going to conquer Syria, they're going to conquer Persia, and they're also going to conquer Yemen, and they're going to rule on a very big scale. So by this we understand Rasulullah had a vision which he tried to achieve. To move ahead, Rasulullah was a very good planner. He planned things so very well that the mission was achieved in a span of less than 23 years. No revolution in the world has happened in such a small span of time, but it could be possible with the help of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His meticulous planning has played a very, very significant role. When Rasulullah came to Medina, the area on which Muslims had control was 390 square kilometers, and at the end of prophethood, Muslims were ruling on 25 lakh 90,000 square kilometers. So if we divide that by number of days, it's 780 square kilometers per day. This shows how Islam expanded and how Islam grew in a very short span of time. It was all because of planning of Rasulullah in Makkah and Medina, which went on to play a very significant role for the development and growth of Islam in Medina and the other places as well. Not only in terms of growth, but also when we analyze in terms of the battles which were fought, we come across a lot of situations and examples from the life of Rasulullah where he did wonderful planning before the wars and before any activity, because of which it contributed to the success. Now I move on to the third managerial quality. The third managerial quality of Prophet Muhammad is he was a very good organizer. He organized things in a very wonderful way. When Rasulullah was 8 years old, he was a shepherd. While he was a shepherd, he had to control the sheep, and during this course of time he learned skills of organizing. He knew how to control sheep, and he learned patience, and various other skills were learned during this course of time. This helped him to become a very good organizer, and he organized things very well. Especially after going to Medina, one of the first tasks was to construct the masjid. So Rasulullah took the help of companions, the Muhajirin and the Ansar, and they helped him in construction of the masjid. After Rasulullah went to Medina, a marketplace had to be established. So Rasulullah ensured that a marketplace is established where a lot of business activities could take place. And in other wars as well, Muslims did not have enough resource. But the organizing skills of Rasulullah played a very important role to organize all the resources so that the job could be done. And especially in the Battle of Trench, when they had to dig a pit, and the entire job was done in a span of 6 days. So the job was well coordinated and was done under the supervision of Prophet Muhammad. So this job was only possible only when there's good skills of getting all the resources in one place and getting the job done very effectively in a very short span of time. The fourth quality which we can observe from the life of Prophet Muhammad is the ability to control. He controlled things very well, controlled things within his family, and also controlled things in Medina, and also within the Muslims and within the companions. After Prophet Muhammad went to Medina, there were Muhajirin, there were Ansar, and there were Jews. He ensured that there should not be any kind of misunderstanding or any kind of problem or any kind of fights between these people. So he ensured that all these people work together, all these people work as one community. So Rasulullah ensured that there should not be any difference of opinion. So he came up with a contract, and this contract also played a very significant role, and things were conducted in a very, very wonderful and a smooth manner. It's, as I told you, Prophet Muhammad did not only control things outside, but he also emphasized on importance of control internally. Prophet Muhammad said, a man is a guardian of his family and is responsible for them, and a woman is a guardian of her husband's house and is responsible for it. So Rasulullah also wanted to tell that how controlling should happen within the family. Who controls the family and who controls what. By this we also learn and understand that controlling is a very important aspect, and Prophet Muhammad ensured that controlling should happen in every angle, internally as well as on the external front. Now I move ahead with the managerial quality number 5. The fifth managerial quality which was there in Prophet ﷺ, that he was a wonderful motivator. He motivated companions. He motivated companions to such an extent that they were ready to sacrifice their life, ready to sacrifice their time, ready to sacrifice their money, ready to sacrifice their family, and ready to sacrifice each and everything for the sake of Islam. And with one command of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were ready to do anything. So this shows that Rasulullah motivated the companions with his actions, with practical example, with his company, as well as with few statements. Especially before the Battle of Badr, which was the first war which was going to be fought, Rasulullah understood that motivation is required here, because it's very important to give confidence to all the companions if they have to go forward and if they have to go and fight. So Rasulullah gave a motivational speech which boosted the confidence of the companions, and they went on to win the war. Other than this, there are various places where Rasulullah has motivated the companions by giving few statements. Rasulullah has once said, I am from Ali and Ali is from me. Rasulullah said, had I made anyone a friend other than Allah, it would have been Abu Bakr. Rasulullah said, the most generously modest one from the companions is Usman. Rasulullah said, Khalid bin Walid is the sword of Islam. The strongest man of Allah's religion is Umar. If there was a prophet after me, it would have been Umar radiallahu anhu. Abu Huraira is the ocean of knowledge. So these statements in front of the companions also motivated them, and it also helped them to understand and realize what was their strength. To speak about quality number 6, Rasulullah was a great leader. He was a leader at the global level, and he was also a leader at the local level. He exhibited great leadership qualities. There is a lot which people have spoken of about his leadership qualities, and also a lot of people are also doing research on his leadership qualities even till date. But to speak about some of his leadership qualities which were very unique, he had a very strong faith. He was focused towards his work. The people of Makkah came and they came and gave him various offers, but Rasulullah denied it, and he wanted to stay on his mission. He had very good interpersonal skills. He was emotionally intelligent and never got angry for personal reasons. He believed in the principle of serving the followers. He did not believe in the principle that followers have to serve him. He always believed in consultation and consulted people on every matter. Rasulullah also set practical examples. Find when a companion, in the Battle of Trench, when the pit was being digged, a companion came to the Prophet ﷺ and showed that on his stomach there is one stone. Prophet ﷺ lifted his cloth and he showed that there are 2 stones on his stomach. So this shows that he also set examples which played a very important role. Managerial quality number 7 was Rasulullah was a team player. He was a prophet. He knew everything. He could consult God and he would take decisions on his own. But Rasulullah never did that. He always consulted companions and then he took decisions. Another important thing which we need to understand from the life of Prophet Muhammad is that he was not a person who only gave orders. He also gave orders to companion, and he also played his part. Especially when we see in the Battle of Trench, Rasulullah did not give order to all the companions to remove the mud, to remove the sand. They also did that task. On the other hand, Rasulullah also played his role, and he also took his share and also told the companions, if you have any problem, please call me and I'll come and help you. So this shows he was a team player and worked along with the team. The 8th leadership quality what Rasulullah had was human resource development. It's very important that a person who is heading a position should also create people who will take care of the job, take care of the mission, take care of the work after the person departs. So after Prophet Muhammad left the world and also during the mission, he created a lot of people who contributed in a very positive way for the growth and spread and establishment of Islam. Prophet Muhammad created companions who were scribes who used to write down the Quran. Prophet Muhammad created preachers who would go and spread the message. Prophet Muhammad created diplomats who would represent Medina and go to other countries, go to other places and speak to the kings and the ministers in respective places. Prophet Muhammad created intelligence. Prophet Muhammad created negotiators. Prophet Muhammad created spiritual leaders. He also created translators. So this how Rasulullah created human resource in various fields, which helped them directly in achieving the mission, and they played a very important role in all the 23 years. Rasulullah did not work only on them, but he also worked on youngsters. A lot of youngsters Rasulullah worked on, who went on to play a very important role after the death of Prophet Muhammad. Rasulullah did not only work on people, work on youth, but he also worked on the family members. All his wives went on to play a very important role by narrating a number of sayings of Prophet Muhammad, which played a very important role and contributed to the pool of knowledge. The ninth managerial quality of Prophet Muhammad is he was a strategist. He made wonderful strategies. Most of the wars which were fought, Muslims won, and they had very great success. So Prophet Muhammad had the strategy of converting a weakness into a strength. After the Battle of Badr, there were few prisoners. So Rasulullah wanted to use this opportunity very well, and he said that you people don't have money to free yourself, but you have knowledge, you know how to read and write. So what you need to do is you need to teach the Muslims how to read and write, and we'll free you. And that was one of the first schools in the Islamic history where the teachers were non-Muslims and the students were Muslims. In another instance, during the Battle of Badr, before the battle could be fought, Rasulullah sent intelligence to see how many people are there and how to fight and what strategies they need to adopt. So when those companions went, they caught hold of a slave and they got him to Prophet Muhammad, and they were trying to hit him and try to get information, but he was not ready to give any information, and he also did not have a lot of information because he was like a slave. He was basically a slave. So Prophet Muhammad strategically spoke to him and asked him that, okay, fine, I know you don't know anything, but you tell me one thing, how many camels are you people cutting every day? So he said, one day we cut 9 and one day we cut 10. So by that, Rasulullah came to the conclusion, which was very close to accuracy. He said that there are in the Quraysh who are going to fight us in the Battle of Badr, there are 900 people or 1000 people, 900 to 1000. Then afterwards, historians have written there were around 950 people who fought against the Muslims in the Battle of Badr. So by this we come to know that Rasulullah was a very good strategist and played a very, very significant role. The last and final managerial quality which I want to speak in my today's lecture, is that Rasulullah was a very good communicator. He communicated very well and in a very, very effective fashion. The main job of communication is to ensure that the message goes on to the other person in a very, very short span of time. So Prophet Muhammad ensured that he uses the right communication tool. Whatever tools of communication were existing at that point of time, whether it was word of mouth, whether it was poetry, Rasulullah ensured that the Muslims have control on all these things. So whenever Rasulullah gave a speech, it was very short and very crisp and direct to the point, which conveyed the message. At that point of after Medina went on to become a state, Rasulullah also used the tool of writing, and he wrote letters to a lot of kings and sent them through the companions, inviting them to Islam. At that point of time when Prophet Muhammad was in Makkah and Medina, poetry was at par. So poetry played a very important role to convey your idea. So the people, the companions who were interested in poetry and were there in poetry, so Rasulullah encouraged them and promoted them, and they played a very important role in conveying the truth and conveying the message of Islam, the idea of Islam with poetry. Friday sermons also played a very important role during the life of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to convey the message on a weekly basis. Last but not the least, during the explanations and lectures of Prophet ﷺ, he also used to repeat things wherever he felt things are important. While giving lectures, Rasulullah ﷺ also ensured that he used to give examples. Sometimes he also used to draw few things and explain, because of which things became very simple. And whenever he used to speak, he also used to smile. And whenever before speaking or when meeting people, he also used to shake hand, which is also a part of good a very important part, which is basically called as body language and communication. So by this we understand that Rasulullah ﷺ went on to play a very important role and has displayed great managerial qualities. If one has to learn managerial qualities and would want to become a great manager, the life of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the best example ever, which one should adopt, one should incorporate it in his life. His life is so wonderful in terms of managerial qualities that even till date a lot of people in various countries are doing research trying to understand how he was in a position to achieve his mission in a span of less than 23 years. So that's it for the day. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.